The clerk will unlock the machine for the purpose of recording attendance. Have all members recorded their attendance? Is he? Clerk will lock the machine, please. There are 34 members present. There is a quorum. I call on Senator Murray. Senator Murray, do you have a point of order?
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to raise a point of personal privilege.
Please state your point of personal privilege, Senator.
An immediate family member of mine was named and quoted during discussion of an appointment to the PUC board. It was inappropriate and it was not germane to the discussion in front of this body.
Please proceed, Senator.
That's my point of personal privilege.
That's your
That's
point?
it.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator. I call on Senator McCaffrey. Senator McCaffrey moves we be adjourned from last Tuesday's legislative session. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We are on today's legislative session. The clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members recorded their attendance? Clerk will please lock the machine. There are 34 members present. There is a quorum. I call on Senator Cynthia Coyne, representing the towns of Barrington and Bristol and the city of East Providence, for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Thank you, Mr. President. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your blessings of health and strength. We seek your encouragement in using these qualities to their fullest potential. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Senator Coyne. The first order of business is the reading of the previous day's journal. The clerk will please read.
State of Rhode Island.
Mr. President, I move that further reading of the journal be dispensed with and the journal be accepted as printed.
Senator Coyne requests the further reading of the journal be dispensed with and that the journal be accepted as printed. Hearing no objection, so ordered. Next order of business is committee reports and communications. We have one communication to the President and Senate. Please be advised and let the record reflect that I will be absent from the chamber today, March 16th, due to a family matter. I would appreciate you recording my letter in the appropriate Senate journal. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Sincerely yours, Gail Golden, Senate District 3. Please place that on file. Are there any other committee reports or communications? Hearing none. The next order of business is new business. I call on Senator Michael McCaffrey. Senator McCaffrey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for immediate consideration of a resolution commemorating the celebration of St. Patrick's Day.
Senator McCaffrey moves the resolution. Would you like the resolution read, Mr. Leader? Leader McCaffrey requests that the resolution be read. The clerk will please do so.
Senate resolution commemorating the celebration of St. Patrick's Day. Whereas St. Patrick, the apostle to Iowans, demonstrated the courage of his spiritual convictions by returning to the scene of his former enslavement and single-handedly assaulting the stronghold of Druidism. And whereas wielding the devotion of his faith like a great sword of righteousness and using the strength of his intellect and the power of his passions, St. Patrick assimilated the ancient pagan Irish myths into a Christian message and in doing so converted all of Ireland to Christianity during his lifetime. And whereas on March 17th, during the annual celebration of the Feast of St. Patrick, which began more than 15 centuries after his death, Irish Americans join with men, women, and children of all other ethnic origins who, for one day, become Irish and celebrate Patrick and his love of Iowans. And whereas on St. Patrick's Day, all who wear the green live for a day in the spirit of Saints Patrick, Bridget, and Colmcille, and in the mythical wonders of Cuchulainn, Finn, Ossian, and Deirdre of the Sorrows. And whereas Irish immigrants to Rhode Island helped form the cultural foundation of our state, and Rhode Islanders of Irish lineage today proudly sing of their roots in Ballinamore and Ballinasloe, and Ennistimon and Enniscorthy, in Carrickaveen and Castlebar, and in Skibbereen and Sherries. And whereas the songs of Ireland are the tragic songs of love and the joyous songs of battle, the nostalgic reveries of the sorrows and the glories that are the Emerald Isle, and the lamentations of life's myriad travails and the odes to joy and the life eternal. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Senate of the state of Rhode Island hereby commemorates the celebration of the Feast of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be and she is hereby authorized and directed to transmit a duly certified copy of this resolution to the President of the Ancient Order of Hibernians, Rhode Island.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. Leader McCaffrey moves the resolution. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Lawson, Senator Anderson, Senator Gallo, Senator Lombardi, Senator DeMaria, Senator Picard, Senator Felag, Senator Algier, Senator Morgan, Senator Dela Cruz, Senator Bell, Senator Archibald, Senator Connell, Senator Corcoran, Senator Valverde, Senator Seveny, Senator De Palma, Senator Aptakis, Senator Murray, Senator Oyer, Senator Burke, Senator Miller, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lombardo, Senator Costa, Senator Casada, Senator Mack, Senator Murray, Senator Coyne, Senator Seveny, Senator Paolino, Senator Coyne. Is there discussion on the resolution? Hearing none. All in favor of the resolution, please indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The resolution is passed. It's now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today, and this isn't normally how we have our St. Patrick's, St. Joseph's Day celebration, but we are honored to have the new governor of the state of Rhode Island, Daniel J. McKee, address us today on this August occasion of St. Patrick's Day. Senator, Mr. Governor.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow everybody's Irish. Everybody's Irish tomorrow. And before I start my comments about St. Patrick's Day, it's just so great to see the Senate back in session. And I know the last year has been very difficult, but government needs to move on, and the government's business needs to happen, and we can't do that without our Senate in session. So, Mr. President, thank you so much for making sure that the wheels of government move on, and it's so important to the people of the state of Rhode Island right now. There's no question about that. But today, I'm just happy to be here today to talk about St. Patrick's Day. My dad, I got a shillelagh. My dad's shillelagh. When he visited Ireland, he came back with a shillelagh, my mom, and for him, and he came back with a nice Irish tie for me. So I get to spend a little bit of thinking about my dad, who died in 1986, but that was a fantastic day for him in terms of like the family, bringing the family together, talking about the times of when he grew up, and it's no different today. You know, my dad grew up in a working family that did not have a lot. Just like first, second generations today, and time flies on. But by the time my dad was able to run a business, and he loved his golf, and he wore his Irish cap every time he went onto the golf course. And so that's what St. Patrick's Day means to me, is the family, thinking about my dad, thinking about music, Irish music. I'm a member of the Irish Kings, and I love the Van Morrison, the Irish heartbeat. If you want to hear a little Irish music that really brings you home about, really talking about getting back to your roots, And that, I think that the St. Patrick's Day does that for me. Certainly one of his heroes was John F. Kennedy, seeing the first Irish Catholic elected president of the United States. That was a big day for my dad, smiling about that. And of course, when I traveled to Ireland, our daughter, Cara, spent her junior year there, and Susan and I went, and my son Matt went as well, and I got to play a couple of nice golf courses there. And one of the courses I played, I teed off around 7:30 in the morning, and it was the Island Golf Course. It was the golf course that they have some of the British Open qualifying rounds on. And I was the first one out on the course. And that was probably 2006 or so. My dad had been died in 86, so 20 years. But I did not feel closer to my dad that day when I walked that golf course all by myself. The only footprints, if you could imagine. It was built on an island. There was these dunes that were 20 feet, 30 feet high, and it was just an unbelievable experience. And so that's what I remember about St. Patrick's Day, is the fact that I'm close to my dad. And I think that with the family issues are really the most important thing. And I'll just finish off by saying, oh, by the way, when I was in Ireland, we went on the Galway side of the island and went into this is where Rhode Island is so connected, not only in our St. Patrick's Day celebrations, but also when I went to Galway and we went to one of the pubs in Galway, what is sitting there but a picture of Pendragon? That's a Rhode Island traditional Irish band that primarily young people from Cumberland at the time, people that I went to school with. But there it is, right there. And then right next to him, picture of Congressman Patrick Kennedy. So you can't get away. Ireland is connected in with Rhode Island in a real significant way. So I'd just like to leave you with one of the poems that my dad has always posted. My mom, who's a McCaffrey, by the way. So I'm definitely all in on the Irish. So I'll just read this right in my home today. It's in my mom's home as well, who lives right next with us, but in where I grew up. So I'll leave you with a little Irish poem, so that a little Irish spirit and a little sense of hope as well. But may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rain fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you so much for having me here today to talk about St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you very much, Governor, and thank you very much for taking time out of your business schedule to join us today. Our next order of business is a Senate resolution commemorating the celebration of St. Joseph's Day. Leader Algier.
Mr. President, I ask for immediate consideration.
Senator Algier asks for immediate consideration. Hearing no objection, so ordered. The clerk will please read the resolution.
Senate resolution commemorating the celebration of St. Joseph's Day. Whereas St. Joseph, holy patriarch and patron saint of workers, known by his deeds, was a man of quiet courage and deep faith who was tested in Nazareth, Bethlehem, and Egypt. And whereas humble yet noble, patient yet determined, St. Joseph accepted his burdens and bore them with dignity, all the while exhibiting an enduring strength as family patriarch, guide, and guardian during the most perilous of times. And whereas St. Joseph is celebrated by Christians around the world, from the tropical heat of the Philippines to the ancient thoroughfares of Rome to the storied walls of San Juan Capistrano as the embodiment of family solidarity, a dedicated, humble, hardworking father and husband. And whereas on March 19th, the annual celebration of the Feast of St. Joseph More than 2,000 years after his sojourn on earth came to an end, Italian Americans and all others renew their efforts to emulate the just peace of a loving and beloved man, the wealth of faith, and the noble overcoming of adversity displayed by St. Joseph. And whereas Italians and Italian Americans celebrate the prevention of a Sicilian famine in the Middle Ages as a miracle attributed to St. Joseph, and whereas Italian immigrants to Rhode Island helped form the cultural foundation of our state, and today they sing the praises of St. Joseph as songs of inclusion, of strength tempered by faith, of sacrifice for family, and of the glorious gift of honest labor. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Senate of the state of Rhode Island hereby commemorates the celebration of the feast of St. Joseph and the principles his life celebrates. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be, and she is hereby authorized and directed to transmit a duly certified copy of this resolution to the Italian American Historical Society of Rhode Island.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Senator Algier. Senator Algier moves passage. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Lombardi, Senator Sosnowski, Senator DeMario, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator Picard, Senator Casada, Senator Lombardo, Senator Miller, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Morgan, Senator Dela Cruz, Senator Paolino, Senator Bell, Senator Corkin, Senator Valverde, Senator Coyne, Senator 70, Senator DePalma, Senator Oyer, Senator Murray, Senator Aptakis, Senator Mack, Senator Felag, Senator Mendes, Senator Cano, Senator Archibald, Senator Paolino. Discussion on the resolution. Hearing none. Those in favor of the resolution, please indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the guest speaker for today's St. Joseph Day celebration. He was scheduled last year, but obviously we could not have our normal St. Patrick's Day, St. Joseph's Day get-together. But Mike Montecalvo, who's an anchor and a reporter for WPRI 12 News, has once again acquiesced to come and address us for St. Joseph's Day, and I want to thank him very much for taking time out from his busy schedule. Mike, you have the floor.
Thank you, President Ruggiero. It's good to be here. Thank you for the invitation. I actually graduated from Rhode Island College in 1984, so it's always good to come back. Those who know me very well know that March 19th is one of my favorite days of the year, St. Joseph's Day. And it's got nothing to do with Zapolas, even though I do like Zapolas. But it's got to do with celebrating our Italian heritage. And I often think of days like this, I think of my grandparents, Costanzo and Celestina Montecalvo, came from Pani Forgia, which is in the southeast section of Italy, a small village. And they came to the United States like all immigrants looking for a better life. So my grandfather's brothers were already here. They settled on Federal Hill. So my grandfather, when he came to Rhode Island, he went to Holy Ghost Church. That was a social service agency, really. They were getting people jobs. So they gave my grandfather a job, and my father's telling me the story. And the job that he got is where all the Italians were going back then. Not Johnston, not Westerly, not North Providence. His job was in Woonsocket. I know Senator Picard likes that one. And he worked in a mill, and he raised 4 children. 2 are still alive today. My dad's going to be 91 in July. My Uncle Angelo, a World War II veteran, will be 96 4 days after my dad. And my Uncle Angelo has lived in Woonsocket his whole life. And I learned a lot from my grandfather. The best days I had were going over to his house. He had a huge garden, and we'd sit outside the garden, and he would tell stories about what it was like in Italy. He had no formal education, but he seemed to be the smartest person in the world. And I could sit there for hours, and he'd tell me everything from tomato plants to what life was about. By the way, he would always say, you have to start your garden on March 19th. Start it inside and then take it out. He'd say, St. Joseph will bless your garden. And to this day, I have a huge garden, and there's a sign in my garden that says Costanzo's Garden. He also liked to make wine. I also make wine, trying to keep the traditions alive. But in 1969, I was only 7. I thought this was so cool that my grandfather was getting honored by the First Ward Club, which was on Cottage Street in Woonsocket. He had started an Italian club with his friends. He was named Man of the Year, and he got a watch that I actually wear today. And I thought that my grandfather, being Man of the Year, he's a man of the world. How can somebody from Woonsocket, Rhode Island, be so popular? And I was so proud of him and proud that I was his grandson, that people recognized that he had done so much. Now, living in Woonsocket was also challenging if you were an Italian American. First day of school was always challenging. How badly would the teacher mess up your last name in pronouncing it? Lunchtime was even more challenging. The kids had Batman lunchboxes and Superman lunchboxes. The girls had the Partridge Family. I had a brown paper bag. And I'd go home to my mother and I'd say, Ma, you know, they all have new lunchboxes. And she says, you have a new brown paper bag every day. That leaked oil, by the way. I didn't know what fluffernutter was until I started school, because there was no fluffernutter in my house. And the kids would eat fluffernutter sandwiches, bologna and American cheese. My sandwich was salami, tomatoes, Senator DePalma's nodding here, lettuce. She would put oil on it, and that's why the bag leaked. And my dessert, figs and zucchini flowers. Those kids that made fun of me are paying $24.95 now at a restaurant for those zucchini flowers. Then I say to my, this is now going way back. That's when the commercials were on TV, Prince Spaghetti Day, where the mother's yelling, Anthony, come home. So I said to my mother, Mom, why can't we have like regular macaroni like everybody else has? And she said, well, what are you talking about? I said, you know, the real kind that comes out of the can, not the kind that you make at the kitchen table. So I wore her down so much one day. She had my father go out, and I tried SpaghettiOs for the first time. That was the first and last time I think I ever had SpaghettiOs. But I'm an only child, so think about this. Only child in an Italian family named Michael. My mother was very protective. In a hockey game, an opposing player had punched me in the head and knocked my helmet off. My mother at Mount St. I went to LaSalle, but I was playing hockey at Mount St. Charles, stood up and screamed at the top of her lungs, you leave my son alone. And I think that's good to say for any nationality and how a tight-knit family is. And when we think of COVID, we think at how we've been separated from family and friends. It's been tragic for so many families that have lost loved ones. And we hope that the light is at the end of the tunnel, that we can come out of this and remember how important family and friends are, and that we can reconnect and remember the old days. Because I think at that point we can honor our relatives that came here before us and remember them forever. So thank you very much for the invitation. I'm glad I could come back. Buona festa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike, and I want to thank both the governor and Mike for being here today. It's a tremendous honor. As I said before, normally we have a very festive type occasion on a day like this, but obviously we can't because of the coronavirus. But I want to thank both of them for not only being here, but for their kind words. Our next order of business is the Senate consent calendar. Senator McCaffrey moves the consent calendar, seconded by Senator Algier. The clerk will please unlock the machine. If all members have cast their vote, the clerk will lock the machine. There are 36 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the consent calendar is adopted. We now have to revert back to new business. We have a Senate resolution by Senator Raptakis respectfully requesting that the Rhode Island Auditor General's office conduct a thorough review of the Kent County Water Authority. Senator Raptakis. Senator Raptakis moves passage of the resolution. Is there a second? Second by Senator McCaffrey. Senator DeMario, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Anderson, Senator Burke, Senator Morgan, Senator Felag, Senator Lombardi, Senator Coleman, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator Gallo, Senator Archambault, Senator Corkin, Senator Valverde, Senator Coyne, Senator Seveny, Senator DePalma, Senator Oyer, Senator Murray, Senator Rogers, Senator Paolino, Senator Coleman, Senator Costa, Senator Casada, Senator Algier, Senator Lombardo, Senator Mendes, Senator Rogers, Senator Paolino, Senator Coleman. Is there discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, those in favor of the resolution, please indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The resolution passes. Senator Mendes, your light is lit. Senator Mendes would like to be recorded as being present in the chamber. Hearing no objection, so ordered. Next order of business is today's regular calendar. Item number 1 on today's calendar by Senator Oyer, Senate Bill 78, Sub A, an act relating to state affairs and government, 2021 Act on Climate. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Climate change isn't something that's going to happen in the future. It is wreaking havoc on our communities right now. We are already inundated more regularly by more severe storms and face loss of public and private property, historic sites, and businesses. Our municipalities are dealing with the cost of adapting public infrastructure such as water systems and drainage infrastructure to deal with rising sea levels and increasing flooding events. Last year tied as the hottest on record, and Rhode Island is the fastest warming state in the lower 48. Changing temperatures in Narragansett Bay have driven our traditional commercial fish species north while replacing them with warm water species. Climate change is real, and its impacts will continue to be devastating if we don't take action. As a state with so much to lose, we cannot afford, and we have no excuse to be anything but totally committed to negating our climate emissions. This is without question our battle and our responsibility. Senate Bill 78, Act on Climate, is an update to the 2014 Resilient Rhode Island Act. This bill is critical to make sure we take the climate crisis seriously and take action as a state. This bill follows the latest science, updating our climate targets based on what's needed to avert disaster. It creates achievable targets every 10 years, mandating the state cut climate-damaging emissions by 45% by 2030 and 80% by 2040, with the ultimate goal of reaching net zero emissions by 2050. This bill also introduces transparency into this process. Under this bill, every 5 years, the Executive Climate Change Coordinating Council will be required to issue public plans on how Rhode Island will meet its emission reduction targets. All of us in Rhode Island will be able to comment on these plans, and the council will address feedback through its advisory bodies. A public dashboard to track our emissions reductions and source of energy will add another layer of visibility into the state's progress. It also fosters an equitable transition. To ensure that no one is left behind in our transition to a clean energy economy, the bill ensures the council's work incorporates plans for an equitable transition for environmental justice communities. This includes identifying support for workers, as well as developing programs to recruit, train, and retain women, people of color, Indigenous people, veterans, formerly incarcerated people, and people living with disabilities in jobs related to clean energy economy. The bill also requires a process where folks from the environmental justice communities can influence the plans, and it also considers cost to low-income ratepayers. This bill also adds accountability into the system. Critically, this law makes the state greenhouse gas emission reduction targets legally binding. If the state fails to follow the law, a court can enforce it. This accountability is absolutely necessary to ensure we meet our reduction targets. Besides being an imperative for human survival, reducing climate emissions also creates a wealth of new economic opportunities for Rhode Island. As we all know, we are not just in a health crisis, we are in an economic crisis. We have the opportunities and the experience to lead on this issue and to be able to build our economy back with green and clean jobs moving forward. According to Commerce Rhode Island, the offshore wind sector will create between 20,000 and 35,000 jobs along the East Coast by 2028. Rhode Island is already developing such jobs through wind companies and educational programs at its universities. President Joe Biden has vowed to double offshore wind production by 2030. Rhode Island could capitalize upon that commitment and its experience as the home to the nation's first commercial offshore wind farm, while putting thousands of Rhode Islanders to work in the clean energy sector. Rhode Island has been on the leading edge of offshore wind in the United States, but we're also on the forefront of other renewable generation and efficiency programs. With Washington now also shifting toward support for the important work of adopting clean energy solutions, we have everything we need to do our part to slam on the brakes on climate pollution while revolutionizing our economy at the same time. Rhode Island was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. We can seize this moment and become America's leader in the new green economy, creating plentiful green jobs that support families and a green, clean environment. Mr. President, I move passage.
Second by Senator McCaffrey, Senator Gallo, Senator Anderson, Senator Miller, Senator Sosnowski, Senator DeMario, Senator Costa, Senator Casada, Senator Pearson, Senator Lombardi, Senator Coleman, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator Palmer, Senator 70, Senator Coyne, Senator Valverde, Senator Murray, Senator Bell, Senator Corcoran, Senator Connell, Senator Archibald, Senator Burke, Senator Felag, Senator Mendes, Senator Coyne. On the act. Hearing no discussion, the clerk will please unlock the machine. I'm sorry, Senator Coleman, would you like to address this issue?
Yes, thank you. Sorry, my gadget was not working. I am really pleased and proud to rise this evening in support on Act on Climate, and I thank Senator Oyer for her leadership on this issue. This bill is a large and a critical step, and it is, among other things, an act of faith and a commitment to future generations and their health. As I said, I thank Senator Oyer for her leadership on this, as well as that of my colleagues throughout the Agriculture and Environment Committee and in the Chamber. As the climate changes, all the stakes are raised. We don't need to look overseas. We don't need to look to a distant future to see life-threatening environmental and health impacts that are intensified by greenhouse gas pollution. We already see that here in Rhode Island. These increasing disruptions to ordinary life that climate change brings with it, including floods and droughts and wildfires and instability in the food system, hit the most vulnerable first and hits them hardest. This includes people of color, infants and children, the pregnant, the elderly, people with disabilities and chronic illness, people escaping abuse. Like every crisis, climate change exacerbates inequality. COVID has shown us in painful detail how ill-prepared we have been as a country to meet such a crisis. Here in Rhode Island, building up our infrastructure, our community resilience, and decreasing emissions are critical from a climate perspective, but doing these things will also start to address the interlocking problems that exist across society, economic, political, and social problems. This bill lays a foundation to do those things. I wanted to extend special appreciation to two groups of Rhode Islanders who testified during the committee process on this bill. People from the medical field, for one, who spoke about the effects of climate on people's health now and in the future, and community members who spoke of the grave threat that climate poses to future generations. Both of these groups underscored how climate change is one of the many facets of reproductive justice, because climate change and environmental injustice, including racism, are clearly affecting people's futures, including their futures as parents or would-be parents, and the futures of their children. Now, the bill itself is a foundation for bold climate action that we need to take across all sectors. Similar to the Global Warming Solutions Act in Massachusetts, Act on Climate would set an enforceable set of targets. And the key word here is enforceable, in a policy landscape that has been characterized by lots of incentives and voluntary treaties. After the bill is passed, it would then be up to the state, both state agencies and the legislature, to craft policies to help us meet those targets, policies that are specific to the needs of our communities. No one bill should do everything, but we do need a baseline that has teeth, and we have that in this bill. Specifically, Act on Climate mandates a 45% economy-wide reduction in greenhouse gases by 2030. This is ambitious and it's achievable. And more to the point, we have to achieve it. We can't argue with science. 45% reductions by 2030 is the global amount that the IPCC says that we need in order to keep the average annual temperature rise above 1.5 degrees Celsius and thus preserve life. The planet has set the parameters here. These targets will require sharp emissions reductions across Rhode Island's three main sectors: transportation, buildings, and electricity generation. There are many, many creative and justice-focused ways to meet those targets, some of which have already been under consideration here in this chamber. This moment demands that we step up to the plate, get creative, get cooperative, and get it done. This is a crucial building block to a decarbonized and a safe future. I'm very proud to co-sponsor, and I ask for my colleagues' support as well. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Coleman. Further discussion on the act? Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members cast their vote? Clerk will please lock the machine. There are 33 votes in the affirmative, 4 in the negative, and the act passes. Next item on today's calendar is Senate Bill 103 by Senator Coyne, an act relating to taxation, levy, and assessment of local taxes. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. Like many of my colleagues in the room here today, I am a strong advocate for our senior community. This bill is enabling legislation that would allow cities and towns to establish programs to offer tax credits to property owners age 60 and over in exchange for volunteer hours. While each city and town adopting the program could set its own parameters, the legislation would allow them to let seniors earn up to $1,500 off their property taxes. These credits would not be considered income for tax purposes. Mr. President, I move passage.
Senator Coyne moves passage of the act, seconded by Leader McCaffrey, Senator Gallo, Senator Anderson, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lombardi, Senator Pearson, Senator Picard, Senator Casada, Senator DeMario, Senator Coleman, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator Felag, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Connell, Senator Morgan, Senator Dela Cruz, Senator Raptakis, Senator Murray, Senator Oyer, Senator Seveny, and Senator DePalma. And Senator Cano, Senator Algier, Senator Costa. Discussion on the act. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. If all members have cast their vote, the clerk will lock the machine. There are 37 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the act passes. Item number 3 on today's calendar is by Senator DePalma, Senate Bill 296, an act relating to towns and cities, retirement of municipal employees, Middletown Municipal Employees Retirement. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill is a local bill. It has the accompanying resolution from the Town Council of Middletown. It was accomplished via collective bargaining agreement between the Fraternal Order of Police in Middletown, and what it indicates
Any new police officers who begin after June 30th, 2021 will be moved into a defined contribution plan. The results from the treasurer and the retirement group basically said the existing plan is overfunded. With that, I move passage.
Senator Palmer moves passage of the act. Is there a second? Second by Leader McCaffrey. Senator Sosnowski, Senator Archibald, Senator Pearson, Senator Murray, Senator Oyer, Senator Burke, Senator Coyne, Senator DeMario, Senator Felix, Senator Casada, Senator Rogers. Discussion on the act, Senator Bell.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and I want to thank you for putting a bill to defund the police on the floor of the Senate. I think it's really important that we have this conversation. You know, unfortunately, in this particular case, while I'm very supportive of the broader concept of defunding the police, I think this particular bill goes a little too far. You know, in Providence, we've got a lot of experience with defunding the police. We had a major defunding effort under Angel Taveras. And so we've seen what worked and what didn't. And because it was a hot topic of conversation, I had a lot of great conversations with constituents this summer about what was effective and what wasn't. People, I think, were excited about the possibility of divesting from services that are genuinely wasteful. There's a conversation that we don't need to do as much criminalization. Some of the investigations that go on, you know, to pick an example from the state police, there's the major crimes investigation into the mom who smuggled in 3 CDB vape pens into her kid at the training school that tested positive for THC. It was a huge, expensive investigation by the major crimes unit. Charged her with 41 years. There's a concern that some of these things are not a good investment, nor that perhaps we may spend too much on over-policing certain communities, and that's a problem. However, one of the things that came up often as an overreach of defunding efforts was going after pensions. A lot of families in my district, included some retired cops, had their pensions affected, not just in the Providence defunding, but some of the other defunding initiatives that have gone through around the state. You know, I think there is a goal and merit in the idea of saving money on policing. I support that. I really do. And I think that there's a lot of merit in that. The particular way that pensions are being targeted in this bill, I find it goes a little too far. The idea is to move from a traditional pension to a sort of a 401k style system where the retiree has to take on a lot of risk. Essentially, it's gambling your retirement on the market. And that can go great. You can wind up with more than you would in a normal pension. But it can also go badly. And our former treasurer, current Commerce Secretary, worked hard on an initiative to cut pensions. But as part of that, one of the things that she advocated for strongly was that we not move entirely towards one of these so-called defined contribution schemes, where all the risk falls on the retiree, and she fought for a hybrid plan approach where some state risk protections were kept and some defined benefit was kept. In this case, I think this happened as a result of an agreement to get rid of the 12-hour shifts that had gone on with the Middletown cops. So I understand why the Middletown cops think it's, 12-hour shifts are tough. You get really tired after working for 12 hours and it can be stressful. And I think it doesn't lead towards better policing. I think it leads to more tired cops. So I understand why they wanted to move towards this as part of the compromise to get rid of the 12-hour shifts. But I think in our role here as approving the authorizing legislation, we should draw a line on a tax on pensions. And so I'm not going to be supporting this legislation. I am very supportive of the concept of savings and reductions within policing. I think that's an excellent concept. I strongly support it. But in this case, I think it goes too far. It creates too much personal risk for these families. And I don't think it creates real reform that meaningfully reduces waste and meaningfully improves the quality of our public experience. There are so many ways that we can get rid of problematic aspects of policing to save money. But retirement security, there's nothing wrong with that. And to go after that, I think is problematic. So I'm not going to be supporting this legislation, but I do want to thank the sponsor for bringing it forwards, and I want to thank the Senate for beginning this really important conversation.
Thank you, Senator Bell. Chairman DePalma.
No, thank you, Mr. President, members of the Senate. Let's be clear. I'm a facts and data person. I think most of the Senate is. What we just heard was not. This is not a defunding of the police. This is a collective bargaining agreement between the FOP in Middletown and the town of Middletown. Anyone knows a collective bargaining agreement, there's a give and take on both sides. To characterize this as a defunding the police is a true travesty of comment. That's all I can say. That's where I'd like to leave it. When we use those broad 4-inch paintbrush terms, I was not going to get up and speak, but when I stand up and speak and represent the District 12, all of Middletown, all of Little Compton, Southern Tiverton, Northeast corner of Newport, I want my constituents to know what they're seeing and what the state of Rhode Island is seeing is a agreement and negotiation between two parties. The two parties agreed to this. This is what they want. To characterize this as a defunding the police is just plain wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Bell for the second time.
So I do want to respond to comments that were just made by sponsor of this legislation. And, you know, I hope that we can have debates without turning it towards accusations that people have are completely wrong or have problematic motives or distorting facts. I do believe, you know, we had I think sometimes the term defunding the police gets thrown around as this scary concept. But it is a very real policy proposal. And the idea is proposals that reduce expenditures in policing. I do believe it's fair to talk about it, and, you know, as part of that context. And you know, we had, and for me, it's partially because in Providence, we had our experience with this. And we had a lot of conversations in Providence about the pension reduction.
State your point of order, Senator Archibald.
We have a bill on the floor talking about a collective bargaining agreement in Middletown. Now we're talking about defunding the police in Providence. Can we please get back to the order of business on the bill?
Let's say what the content of the legislation before us, please, Senator Bell.
Sure. Well, I was just responding to some comments that were made in my direction, so that's why I felt compelled to get up and speak about this. And I was just defending the comments that I used and the language I used, which I felt was appropriate. So that's what I was doing. I understand it wasn't so much debating the bill, but I think that that's appropriate, because I, quite frankly, was a little bit surprised that we turned this debate in that direction. So with that, I think that that's enough, and we don't need to debate this any further. But I hope that in the future, when we have these debates, we can steer away from making things unnecessarily personal and hostile.
Thank you, Senator Bell. Further discussion on the act before us? Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members recorded their vote? The clerk will lock the machine. There are 33 votes in the affirmative, 4 in the negative, and the act passes. Item number 4 on our agenda today is Senate Bill 363 by Senator Murray, an act relating to taxation, North Smithfield Historic Residence Tax Credit. Senator Murray.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a local bill that would allow North Smithfield historic residence owners to become eligible for historic tax credits. It has the appropriate resolution of support from the North Smithfield Town Council, and I move passage.
Senator Murray moves passage of the act. Is there a second? Seconded by Leader McCaffrey, Senator Lombardi, Senator DeMario, Senator Casada, Senator Lawson. Senator Morgan, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Cano, Senator Lombardo, Senator Feelag, Senator Dela Cruz, Senator Paolino, Senator Coyne, Senator Seveny, Senator Palmer, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Oyer, Senator Dela Cruz. Discussion on the act. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members recorded their vote? Clerk will please lock the machine. There are 36 votes in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and the act passes. Item number 5 on today's calendar by Senator Corcoran, Senate Bill 109, a Senate resolution respectfully urging the United States Congress to pass legislation establishing an approved Medicare for All single-payer program that would provide universal, comprehensive, and affordable health care. Senator Corcoran.
Thank you, Mr. President. This resolution would ask members of Congress to work toward implementing an improved Medicare for All single-payer program. I hear all the time from people that are concerned about the rising cost of health care and how they fear that their families will not get the care they need if we fail to implement a national single-payer health care system. They believe that how much money you have should not determine if you live or die when you get sick. I'm sure many of you have had friends or family members that have had issues with their insurance coverage, high premiums, deductibles, and copays, and know the pain and frustration of trying to get a pre-approval or had a questionable bill. A couple of weeks ago, we had around 100 people testify in support of a single-payer healthcare system. Some of them told heartbreaking stories of how the lack of adequate health care has impacted them. And every day we fail to provide health care, people are getting sicker or even dying, something that we must do all we can to remedy. A single-payer system does not mean government-run medicine. What we're talking about is removing the middleman in the payment process. The insurance companies who receive a bill and either pay it, often deny paying it, or otherwise make sick people go through hoops in order to get their bills paid. On the other hand, Medicare handles this payment processing extremely well, as I can attest to as someone who worked for 2 hospitals in Rhode Island doing Medicare billing. Single payer is widely supported nationally and has been endorsed by 635 union organizations. And 2/3 of voters support providing Medicare to every American. It's estimated Medicare for All would save $600 billion per year. And the conservative Mercatus Center found about $2 trillion in net savings over 10 years from a single-payer Medicare for All system. So I hope you will join me and so many Rhode Islanders by passing this resolution and ask Congress to please do as the majority of industrialized nations and implement a Medicare for All single-payer healthcare system. Thank you. I move passage, and at the appropriate time, the chair has an amendment to the resolution.
Senator Corcoran moves passage of the resolution. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Bell, Senator Acosta, Senator Coleman, Senator Valverde, Senator Feelag, Senator Mendes, Senator Anderson, Senator Mack, Senator Pearson, Senator DeMario, Senator Casada, Senator Seveny, Senator Cano, Senator Oyer, Senator Anderson, Senator Lawson, Senator Pearson again, Senator Coleman, Senator Mack, Senator Murray. On the act, Senator Miller, you have an amendment.
Yes, I do. As Senator Corcoran indicated, in the hearing we had over 100 people testify on several Medicare for All versions of legislation, including this resolution. And at the time of the hearing, I made it clear that I thought there would be either appropriate based on some statistics that could be adjusted and a couple of pieces of languages that could be adjusted in the bill, that would be appropriate to either hold it or have it amended. Therefore, we have an amendment LC 00485/2. As an example, I won't read through the whole amendment, but I'll give you a couple of examples of what we thought was important to change to bring it statistically up to date. In the first whereas, we cross out 2019, put 2020, according to Health Source Rhode Island, 40,000 versus crossing out 43,000. Rhode Islanders did not have health insurance, and we have another resolution that cites Health Source Rhode Island for a more accurate statistics around the amount who are underinsured by having high deductible or out-of-pocket policies. To give you examples, it's consistent with the rest of the amendment, those type of changes, and I move passage of the resolution, of the amendment.
Senator Miller moves passage of the amendment LC 0000485/2. Is there a second? Second by Leader McCaffrey. Senator Gallo, Senator Lombardo, Senator Felix, Senator DeMario, Senator Corkin, Senator Lombardi, Senator Casada, Senator Pearson, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Mendes, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Bell, Senator Valverde, Senator Murray, Senator Oyer, Senator Coyne, Senator Seveny, and Senator De Palma, Senator Pearson, Senator Costa, Senator Carno, Senator Gallo. Discussion on the amendment. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members recorded their vote? Clerk will lock the machine. There are 35 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the amendment passes. Senator Pearson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move an amendment LC 0000485/3.
Senator Pearson offers the amendment LC 0000485/3. Would you like to elaborate on it, Senator?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President, members of the Senate. I want to start by thanking Senator Calkin for introducing this resolution. I think it's critically important that we continue to fight for and ensure that all Rhode Islanders have access to universal, affordable, and comprehensive health care coverage. The Senate has worked for many years towards that end, and under Senator Miller's leadership often for many years, to codify the Affordable Care Act. And I do believe that additional action at the federal level is required. This amendment is pretty simple. It proposes creating a Medicare for all who want it, or a public option, or a Medicare for all. So what this essentially is doing is it's saying, asking Congress that this is a problem, as Senator Calkin elaborated to, and we do need Congress to take action. We need Congress to take action towards a Medicare for all, or a Medicare for all who want it plan. And the purpose behind this matches President Biden's most recent proposal that was just recently came out. Was also something that him and both Mayor Buttigieg on the campaign trail talked often about. And really, the intent of this is to make sure that it is clear that failure to act at the federal level is not acceptable. We must not let any politics of the fear that we saw happen in the 90s or during the Affordable Care Act to stop Congress from acting and moving in this direction. And they should move towards ensuring that all Rhode Islanders and all Americans have access to this critical health care. And we must trust in Rhode Islanders if they go with a Medicare for all who want it option. That Rhode Islanders would have the option to choose Medicare or choose to keep their private insurance. And I, for one, trust that consumers over time will make that choice and will go to the system that's more efficient, that delivers the care and offers the cost. And so again, Mr. President, I want to thank Senator Calkin for bringing this important issue to the floor, and I just offer this amendment to ensure that it is very clear that action needs to be taken in some sort on this action. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is there a second? Senator Calkin.
Oh, sorry, do you want to take?
Would you like to second it?
First? I was going to actually respond to the amendment.
a response, the amendment has been offered, I don't believe it has been seconded yet. So let's go to the second, and then you can ask the offer of the amendment, whatever question you so desire. And those in favor of the amendment, the clerk will unlock the machine? It's been seconded? Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing now. Seconded by Senator McCaffrey, Senator Gallo, Senator Miller, Senator Archibald, Senator Coyne, Senator 70, Senator Palmer, Senator Paolino, Senator Burke, Senator Lombardi, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Felag, Senator Lombardo, Senator Picard. Discussion on the amendment, the sponsor, Senator Corcoran.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate my colleagues' comments. Just looking at the amendment, though, this really does take away from the content and the meaning of the original resolution. Medicare for all who want it is not Medicare for all. It actually hurts our movement toward a Medicare for all system, because in a Medicare for all who want it, it's usually the sickest and most low-income people that tend to want to get onto this type of system, which could potentially overburden Medicare, which is something I'm sure none of us want to do. So my concern is that it goes against the original intent of the original resolution. So thank you for caring and for trying to make this a better resolution, but for me personally, it doesn't meet the original intent.
Mr. President.
Further discussion on the amendment?
Mr. President.
Senator Pearson.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you, Senator Calkin, for offering those remarks. I'll keep it brief, but I do want to say, intentionally in the amendment, we left it Medicare for all or a Medicare for all who want it proposal. I think at the end of the day, the action that I'm trying to spur here is that for Congress, moving in either direction, I believe is either moving directly to Medicare for all or moving to a path that potentially gets us to Medicare for all. I do understand your point completely around ensuring that there's a pathway. And I think that's what President Biden is proposing in Congress today, is to ensure that there could be a pathway via a Medicare for all who want it plan to start that may eventually get you to Medicare for all. But moving the entire healthcare system at once may be too much of an economic and political shock at once. But that is something for the U.S. federal Congress to debate and to decide. And so all that the resolution is saying Medicare for all or Medicare for all who want it. I was very intentional to not take out Medicare for all within the resolution, knowing that was your original intent. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Pearson. Further discussion on the on the amendment? Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. If all members have cast their vote, the clerk will lock the machine. There are 30 votes in the affirmative, 7 in the negative, and the amendment passes. Senator Corcoran moves the act as amended. Seconded by Senator McCaffrey, Senator Gallo, Senator Felag, Senator Miller, Senator Lombardo, Senator DeMario, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lombardi, Senator Coleman, Senator Lawson, Senator Acosta, Senator Casada, Senator Pearson, Senator Miller, Senator Mendes, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Connell, Senator Bell, Senator Valverde, Senator Murray, Senator Coyne, Senator 70, Senator DePalma, Senator Oya, and Senator Anderson, Senator Miller, Senator Coleman, Senator Pearson. Senator Morgan, your light is lit. You want to? Discussion on the act as amended. Senator Morgan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm a little I stand in opposition of this. I'm a little confused because I thought the Affordable Care Act covered all of those initiatives when we passed that back in the Obama days, President Obama days. So I stand in opposition of this, and that's all I wanted to encourage my fellow senators to vote against it.
Thank you, Senator Morgan. Further discussion on the act as amended? Senator Corcoran.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to try to answer my colleague's question about the ACA. The ACA definitely does help a lot of people with health care, but there are still tens of thousands of people here in Rhode Island that don't have health care at the moment. So this would definitely help with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Corcoran. Further discussion on the act as amended? Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members cast their vote. The clerk will please lock the machine. There are 32 votes in the affirmative, 5 in the negative, and the act as amended passes. Next item on today's calendar is item number 6, Senate Bill 23 by Senator Golden, an act relating to insurance, health care for children and pregnant women. Senator Miller.
Yes, this is a 2021 version of a bill we have passed at least once or twice out of the Senate committee, and the Senate has voted in favor of it, and it's an interesting bill to have after the last item on our agenda because it talks about those who are currently uninsured. And it talks about a very specific and small population that tremendously benefits from being insured. So much so that we have this legislation that will allow pregnant women with an income above the applicable Medicaid income limit through 400% of the federal poverty level to purchase Medicaid managed care plan administered by EOHHS and Health Source Rhode Island, ensuring timely enrollment, ease of payment, and prompt transfer to another available insurance program once the baby is born. As Kids Count Rhode Island has testified over the course of the few years that this bill has been proposed, it's a very small population we're talking about because we're so good at enrolling people into Medicaid if they're qualified for it in Rhode Island. And it's a very beneficial population to enroll because pregnant mothers, it saves money to have them insured, and we have better outcomes with not only the mother but the child. And it saves money because the outcomes are so much improved and therefore so much less costly to the state of Rhode Island, especially if they're a Medicaid patient or completely uninsured. And so to the previous bill, this demonstrates that we still have uninsured, and this is the most, should be a prioritized population to get insured. Therefore, I move passage once again of this legislation.
Senator Miller moves passage. Is there a second? Second by Senator DePalma, Senator McCaffrey, Senator Sosnowski, Senator DeMaria, Senator Costa, Senator Casada, Senator Felag, Senator Lombardi, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator Costa, Senator Morgan, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Cano, Senator Corcoran, Senator Bell, Senator Valverde, Senator Murray, Senator Oyer, Senator Seveny, Senator Coyne, Senator Anderson. Discussion on the act. Senator Mendes, are you seconding the bill? Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members cast their vote. Clerk will please lock the machine. There are 37 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the act passes. Next item on today's calendar is by Senator Coyne, Senate Bill 240, an act validating and ratifying amendments to the Home Rule Charter of the Town of Barrington. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. President. This act would ratify and validate the amendments to the Barrington Home Rule Charter, which were approved by the electors of the Town of Barrington at the polls on November 3rd, 2020. It has the appropriate Town Council resolution. I move passage.
Senator Coyne moves passage of the act. Seconded by Senator Archibald, Senator McCaffrey, Senator Lombardo, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Demario, Senator Casada, Senator Lombardi, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Feelag, Senator Mendes, Senator Burke, Senator Valverde, Senator 70, Senator Oyer, Leader McCaffrey, Senator Feelag, Senator Coleman, Senator 70. Discussion on the act. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members recorded their vote. Clerk will lock the machine. There are 37 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the act passes. Next item on today's calendar is Senate Bill 242 by Senator Demario, an act relating to taxation, property subject to taxation. Senator Demario.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this bill would exempt from taxation the property located at 7450 Post Road, which is occupied by Ocean State Wellness. There is a town council resolution from the town of North Kingstown supporting this. The property is owned by the Ocean State Charitable Foundation, which stepped in and solved a problem that the town of North Kingstown was facing in 2018 when the YMCA, which formerly occupied this building, was going to shut down. Ocean State Charitable Foundation, which is run by Ocean State Job Lot, headquartered also in my district, North Kingstown, stepped in and reopened a facility for community use. So this has the strong support of the town of North Kingstown as well as the town council, and I move passage.
Senator Demario moves passage of the act, seconded by Senator Palmer, Senator Coyne, Senator Oyer, Senator Murray, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Raptakis, Senator Valverde, Senator Lombardi, Senator Coleman, Senator Lawson, Senator Mack, Senator McCaffrey, Senator Anderson, Senator Feelag, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lombardo, Senator Casada, Senator Mendes. Discussion on the act. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. If all members have recorded their vote, the clerk will lock the machine. There are 36 votes in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and the act passes. Next item on today's calendar is Senate Bill 390 by Senator Dela Cruz, an act relating to the Oakland Mapleville No. 4 Fire District. Senator Dela Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill enables a framework for the Oakland Mapleville Fire District, part of the great town of Burrillville, to have annual meetings, elections, and procurements for purposes of the fire utility district. It is supported by the meeting minutes and a resolution. As such, I move passage.
Senator Dela Cruz moves passage. Is there a second? Second by Senator Lombardo. Senator Algier, Senator Morgan, Senator Rogers, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Lombardi, Senator Murray, Senator Oyer, Senator Palmer, Senator Paolino, Senator Mack, Senator Demario, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Feelag, Leader McCaffrey, Senator Coyne, Senator Palmer. Discussion on the act before us. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. If all members have recorded their vote, the clerk will lock the machine. There are 37 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the act passes. Next item on today's calendar is by Senator Algier, Senate Bill 277, an act relating to alcohol beverages, retail licenses. Leader Algier moves passage of the act. Is there a second? Second by Senator Morgan, Senator Murray, Senator Oyer, Senator Lombardi, Senator Lawson, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lombardo, Senator Burke, Senator Archibald, Senator Cano, Senator Paolino, Senator Demario, Senator Casada, Senator Coyne. Discussion on the act. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. If all members have recorded their vote, the clerk will lock the machine. There are 37 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the act passes. Next item on today's calendar, Senate Bill 440 by Senator Coyne, an act relating to alcoholic beverages retail licenses. Senator Feelag.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This would allow the Board of Licenses within the City of Providence an opportunity to, upon a hearing, to pass a BV license within the proximity of 200 feet of a school or church, and I move passage.
Senator Feelag moves passage of the act, seconded by Leader McCaffrey, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lombardi, Senator Lawson, Senator Casada, Senator Archibald, Senator Bell, Senator Murray, Senator Coyne, Senator Burke, Senator Lombardo, Senator Cano, Senator Bell, Leader McCaffrey. Discussion on the act. Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. If all members have cast their vote, the clerk will lock the machine. There are 36 votes in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and the act passes. Last item on today's calendar is by Senator Goodwin, Senate Bill 556, an act relating to alcoholic beverages retail licenses. Mr. Chairman.
Same type of bill that would allow the Board of Licenses within the City of Providence an opportunity to, upon hearing, to issue a Class BV or a Class P license within the prescribed establishment, which would be within 200 feet of a school or a church, and I move passage.
Senator Feelag moves passage of the act, seconded by Leader McCaffrey, Senator Archibald, Senator Lombardo, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Lombardi, Senator Lawson, Senator Coyne, Senator Palmer, Senator Bell, Senator Burke, Senator Murray, Senator Casada, Senator Cano. Discussion on the act? Hearing none, the clerk will please unlock the machine. Have all members recorded their vote? Clerk will lock the machine. There are 37 votes in the affirmative, none in the negative, and the act passes. That concludes today's calendar. We now revert to announcements and introductions. Senator Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have an announcement.
Please proceed, Senator.
The Senate Committee on Commerce will be meeting virtually at 3 p.m. on Thursday.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senator Mario.
Thank you, Mr. President. For planning purposes, the Environment and Agriculture Committee will be meeting virtually tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Thank you, Senator DeMario. Senator Valverde.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Senate Committee on Health and Human Services will be meeting via WebEx on Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Thank you, Senator Valverde. Senator Burke.
Thank you, Mr. President. Committee on Labor will be meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Senator Burke. Senator DePalma.
Mr. President, two announcements.
Please proceed, Senator.
The Special Legislation Commission to study the evaluate Rhode Island's electric and natural gas transmission and distribution system infrastructure will meet on Monday, March 22nd at 3 p.m. And the Senate Committee on Rules, Government Ethics, and Oversight will be having a hearing on Monday at 5:30 on the Eleanor Slater Hospital. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator DePalma. Further announcements? Senator Archibald.
Thank you, Mr. President. For planning purposes, Judiciary will be meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Thank you, Senator Archibald. Further announcements?
Mr. President, may I correct that? We had actually advice and consent, so it's going to be 3 o'clock, Chair? On Thursday, yes. Thursday, 3 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Senator Archibald. Further announcements?
Mr. President.
Senator Cano.
I just want to announce the Senate Committee on Education is meeting tomorrow, Wednesday, at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Further announcements? Senator Feelag, you announcing? No?
No finance tonight.
Okay.
This week.
Is there any objection to transmitting adopted resolutions to the Honorable Secretary of State? All matters passed by the Senate to the Honorable House of Representatives, and all matters passed in concurrence to His Excellency, the Governor. Hearing none, so ordered. desk is now clear of business. I call on Leader McCaffrey for the purpose of recess.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we recess.
Leader McCaffrey moves that recess. All in favor of recess, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The Senate stands in recess.